Miss Anadi is in the house. Ekaro. N-E-O. Ekaro. Youth in the house. Ekaro. Ondos in Ekaro. Okay. I want to start my presentation with Yoruba because of two things. One, we're in Ondo State. Two, my entire presentation will be in English language. So please bear with me. So introduction, I am Precious Dahunsi. I'm a poet. I'm a spoken word artist. And I'm here to perform a poem of mine titled simply, God. So here I go. Someone asked me, Precious, is God real? Does he exist? If he does, is he still relevant in the 21st century? Are you sure this God you so much eulogize, whose matter you always personalize, not just something you fantasize? And I looked at him. I looked at him the way David looked at Goliath. When Goliath thought to win the battle because a giant, feeling because his swag was gallant or because he was the chief lieutenant, if God would strike him, he would stand defiant. But it was wrong because when God was true with Goliath, he fell down flat. Then you tell me this man is irrelevant. The man who abandoned his prestige and his majesty, the value, the currency of his royalty, came down from heaven with humility because of you and me, just to save humanity. Then you tell me you won't believe in this man's entity. The man who curtailed the centrifugal forces, trying to move the sun and the moon, when apparently Joshua, a servant of God, had told them not to move. But they had no choice because they stood, the sun and the moon, for nearly a whole day till Joshua was through. And Joshua was like, thanks for subscribing to God's network. You are hereby free to pick up the course of nature. Then you tell me this man's love you won't nurture. The man whom Apostle Paul served, Apostle Paul that was bitten by a viper, the Bible says, and he shook the beast back into the fire. And he was like, don't you know I'm a servant of Jehovah? You must be a learner. The man whom before he thought of was like glaucoma or night blindness, he blinded the soldiers of the Syrian army and opened the eyes of Elisha's servant and was like, Omo, see these erukus, they are for you to use. Because I'm on your side, you will not slide. Then you tell me this man you won't abide. The man whom, before you thought of planes flying in the air, before you thought of cars going on the ground, before you thought of trains traveling on the ground, he transported Elijah using a chariot of fire to the heavens, a place none of your space shuttles will ever get to. The man whom doesn't suffer from MPDs, you don't know what that means, it's a disorder called multiple personalities, yet it's the Trinity. It's not one, it's not two, but it's three in one. Honestly, it's the bomb. The man whom before you thought of street lights, he gathered the Israelites using a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. The man whom before Sound of Music ever became a movie, he passed messages to David using the mulberry trees. The man who is so conversant with 21st century economy that he caused the fig tree because of the liability. The man whom before you could think of making submarines, this man kept Jonah in the belly of a fish for not 1, 2 days, but 3, with oxygen to breathe and space to think. And when God was through with him, the fish vomited him out free. The man who, just to show he was God, he struck the Philistines' God. His name was Dagon with emeralds. You don't know what that means. It means tumors. The man whom, before John Pemberton could ever think of inventing Coca-Cola, before the advent of ice cream and soda, he sweetened the waters of Mara. The man whom single-handedly transported the children of Israel to cross the Red Sea, a people totaling over 2 million, with no other means of transportation but their feet. And they were all able to say hello from the other side safely. Then you came up with your 21st century science and you say you wanted to build the biggest ship. You gave it a name, you called it the Titanic. With just 2,228 passengers. On its first voyage, did it sink. And only 706 lived to tell of it. You might not know, but this man is the most populous man in heaven and on earth. He's the man that holds the record for writing the world's best-selling book, the Bible, with no formal education. In fact, his birth certificate can't be found because he has names in all 26 letters of the alphabet. Let me prove it to you. What's the first letter? He's awesome, he's almighty. Next. He's benevolent, he's the benefactor. Next. He's the creator, he's our comforter. He's the deliverer, he's the door. He's eternal, he's everlasting. He's the fountain keeper. He's the fountain of knowledge. He's great. He's gracious. He's holy. He's our helper. He's incredible. He's invincible. He's just. He's the judge. He's knowledgeable. He's our keeper. He's Lion of Tower of Judah, the Lily of the Valley. He's merciful, he's mighty. He's the God of new beginnings, he's now and forever. He's omnipotent, he's omnipresent, he's omniscient. P, he is precious. Next. He quickens the hair prayers, he quietens my heart. He's our rock, he's our refuge. He's a strong tower, he's our succor. He's the truth, he's the teacher. He's universal, he's the unchanging God in the changing world. He's vast, he's valiant, he's divine. He's excellent. He's Yeshua, he's Yahweh. He's zealous. Now, mommies, daddies, brother, sister, male, female, and maybe hermaphrodite. Before I leave this mic, before I stop this speech of mine, there's something I always want to be in your mind. Listen, if you got locked away, if you turn to grey, even if you go astray, this man will still be the same. His love will forever remain. Now listen, his love is not something you can dispute. His mercy is not something you can refute. The day of his coming is not something you can deduce. His existence in your life is not something you should refuse. Now before I go away, I have two more things to say. If anyone tells you there is no God, take a cue from me and tell them, Chai! There is God though. And no matter what the economy evolves, no matter the turmoil in us, please do not lose hope in God because Oluwa is involved. Thank you very much.